She said it without blinking, like she'd rehearsed it 100 times. Let's take a break. You're too emotionally attached. For a moment, I couldn't even process the words. They didn't sound real, like she was reading from someone else's script. The restaurant noise faded around us. The laughter, the clinking of glasses, the low hum of conversation, all of it blurred into silence. Too emotionally attached. We were 3 months from our wedding. I'd already booked the venue, chosen the suit, and written my vows. And now, sitting across from me in a red dress that made her look untouchably beautiful, she was saying she needed space. Wait, I said slowly. You're breaking off the engagement. Her eyes softened, like she pitied me. No, not breaking it off. Just pausing. I think we need to step back and breathe. You've been intense lately. Intense? I repeated. Because I love you. Her lips pressed into a thin line. It's not that. It's, look, I need to find myself again. Everything's been moving so fast. I stared at her, searching for a crack in her calm, for anything that said she was as confused as I was. But she looked steady, distant, like she'd already made peace with the idea of being without me. I can't stop you, I said finally, my voice rough. If that's what you want. It's for both of us, she said gently. Trust me. But in her tone, I heard something else. Something final. She leaned across the table, brushed my hand with her fingers, soft, familiar, and said, Don't worry. It's not forever. I nodded, even though I didn't believe her. When I got home that night, her things were already gone. The framed photo on the nightstand, the toothbrush next to mine, the sweater she always left on the couch. All of it vanished in a single evening. The apartment felt gutted, like a body without a soul. For the first few days, I tried to respect her request. I told myself this was temporary, that she'd come back when she realized what she was throwing away. But as the silence stretched into weeks, doubt started to grow. Her phone went straight to voicemail. Her messages turned from warm to polite, then stopped altogether. Friends told me to give her time. But I could feel it. Something wasn't right. One night, after nearly a month of silence, I saw a photo online. A mutual friend had posted pictures from a small dinner gathering. There she was, my fiancée, smiling under dim string lights. Sitting close to someone. A man I didn't recognize. My heart started pounding. His hand rested casually on her knee, and she didn't move it away. Her smile looked easy, unburdened, free. I told myself not to jump to conclusions. Maybe he was a coworker. Maybe it was nothing. But deep down, I already knew. I stared at that picture for hours before I finally messaged her. Can we talk? She didn't reply. 2 days later, she called. Her voice was calm, almost detached. Hey, she said softly. I got your message. I didn't bother with small talk. Who is he? There was a pause. I could hear her breathing. Then she sighed. You saw the picture. That's not an answer. Her silence was an answer all its own. I didn't plan this, she said finally. It just happened. We started talking after we took the break. After? I asked. So this was the reason for the break? No, she said quickly. It wasn't like that. He made me realize how much pressure I was under. How much I needed space. Space from me, I said flatly. She didn't deny it. The sound that came out of me was half a laugh, half something broken. You told me I was too emotionally attached. You made me believe I was suffocating you. But you were already slipping away, weren't you? Her voice trembled. I didn't want to hurt you, Ben. Then what do you call this? There was no answer. That night, I walked for hours. The streets were empty, the wind sharp. I replayed every moment of our last few months, the missed calls, the shorter texts, the way her kisses had turned polite. The signs had been there, but love had made me blind to them. I told myself I'd move on. That I'd focus on work, on friends, on anything but her. But I couldn't stop checking her social media. Couldn't stop hoping she'd reach out. 2 weeks later, she did. She showed up at my door unannounced, wearing the same scent she used to leave on my pillow. Her eyes were red, her smile small. "Can I come in?" she asked. I stepped aside. She walked in like she never left, like she still belonged there. "I made a mistake," she said quietly. "I thought I needed time, but all I did was hurt you. And myself." I stared at her, unsure whether to believe her. "What about him?" Her face tightened. "It's over. It wasn't real." "Then why did you do it?" She swallowed hard. "Because I was scared. You love too deeply, Ben. And I didn't know how to meet you at that level. It was easier to run." I let her words sink in. I wanted to take her back. I wanted to believe she'd learned something. But the image of her with that man, laughing under those lights, kept flashing in my mind. "Do you want me to forgive you?" I asked. She nodded, tears forming. "I do." I took a deep breath. "Then tell me everything." She hesitated, then confessed it all, the nights they spent talking, the kiss that led to more, the guilt she buried under excuses about needing clarity. Every word twisted like a knife, but I didn't stop her. I needed to hear it, to know exactly what kind of truth I was choosing to live with if I let her stay. When she finished, she reached for my hand. "Can we start over?" she whispered. For a long moment, I didn't move. The apartment was silent except for the faint hum of the refrigerator and the rain tapping against the window. "Finally," I said, "you told me I was too emotionally attached. But maybe the real problem is that you never were." Her face crumpled, but I couldn't stay to watch. I stood, walked to the door, and opened it. "You should go." She looked like she wanted to argue, to explain, but she didn't. She walked out quietly, closing the door behind her. The moment the lock clicked, I sank to the floor, exhausted but strangely calm. For weeks after that, she tried to reach out. Calls, messages, a letter slipped under my door. I never replied. One night, I finally opened the letter. It wasn't an apology. It was a confession. She wrote that she was moving in with him. That she hoped I'd understand someday. I folded the paper carefully and placed it in the drawer next to the ring I'd never get to give her. She said I was too emotionally attached. Maybe she was right. But at least I was honest about it. And as I watched the sun rise through the blinds, I realized something. I'd rather be alone with my honesty than with someone who confused love for suffocation.